Hello everyone. In this video, we will talk about how to identify whether a particular piece of content is written by a human being or an AI entity like ChatGPT. I'm sure you are aware that the adoption of tools like ChatGPT is increasing by leaps and bounds. So if someone reads an article, I'm sure the reader would be interested in knowing whether that article is written by ChatGPT or by a human being. How do you find that out? Well, someone has actually developed a software to identify whether an article or some sentences are written by a human being or an AI entity. So that's what we are going to see now. GPT-0 is actually developed by a student from the Princeton University, and his platform is still in the beta stage. It uses Streamlit's functionality. Streamlit is a library that is used by machine learning enthusiasts and machine learning practitioners to showcase their work. Okay, so let's use this tool and see where it takes us. As I said, this is still in beta stage. I'm first going to enter uh, an article or a group of sentences written by ChatGPT. Okay, and I will press Control Enter. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, uh, let's give it a minute. This platform uses a concept known as text perplexity. Okay, and it gives a score, and based on the score it tells whether the model is more likely to be generated by the language model or not. It gives this score for each of the sentences and then it averages, right? So let's look at the total score and also the final result. Okay, it also identifies the sentence with the highest score. Okay, now it has analyzed. Now let's click and see what the result is. Okay, okay, here your GPT-0, that's what the name of the platform is, right? This is GPT-0, and the score that we have got is 9.96. It's almost 10, and it says your text is more likely to be AI generated, right? And which is the truth, right? Because I copied this from ChatGPT. Okay. Now let's enter a text written by me and see if this platform correctly recognizes it. The text that I have entered is actually an introduction to one of my programs. Let's do Control Enter, and it is analyzing, and we will start seeing the score. Okay, we are seeing the score, and let's click the final result and see what it comes up with. Okay, it says the score is 147. Is so your text is likely to be human generated. Okay, in the previous instance the score was about 15. Okay, the final score was about 15 and said the text is likely to be AI generated, and here the score is more and it says your text is likely to be human generated, right? In the tool we just saw, we use the concept of perplexity to determine whether a text is AI generated or not. Now let's try to understand this concept a bit more in detail and see the math behind it also. This word itself, means puzzled or unable to understand or comprehend. Okay. Basically, it is a measure of how well a probability can predict a sample. Okay. In the world of NLP, it is a way to evaluate language models, right? Remember, GPT-3 is also a language model. What is a language model? It is a probability distribution over sentences or sequence of words. What do we do with a language model, or how do we use language model, or what do we use language model for? We use it to generate human written sentences or human like sentences. The other area is we evaluate the goodness of already written sentences, right? That's what we use a language model for. Still not understanding? Let's see an example. Suppose there are four letters. Okay, you can even think of this as four words. And the probability of occurrence of these words that the model has computed is 0.1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.3, 0.4. This computation is based on the training set, right? You feed human written sentences for the model to understand so that it can generate human like sentences for future scenarios, right? So it calculates probability and then it computes perplexity for different combinations. For this particular character, right, the probability is 0.1. Suppose if WXY is there in this scenario, what is the perplexity score? Okay. And in this scenario, we are looking at XYZ. So what you will do is for XYZ, you will multiply 0.2 into 0.3 into 0.4 raised to the power minus 3. Why we are doing that? Perplexity itself is the geometric mean of inverted probabilities, right? Which is why we are raising it to the power of minus 1.3, right? So the perplexity score for XYZ is 3.46 and the score here is 5.5. So obviously the score is more here and the score is less here. In the world of NLP, you would pick the NLP model which is least perplexed when you are presented with a well-written block, right? So which means a lower perplexity score means it is likely to be AI generated. Okay. A higher perplexity score means it is human generated because the NLP model will choose that sentence which has a lower perplexity score. You understand now?